Multiple new reports have dropped, including one from Brian Windhorst revealing that a blockbuster move is coming for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to break down that report and discuss what it means going forward as it involves a center. So stay tuned for all that in this episode. But before we get into it, folks, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. About 83% of you who are watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. We're growing really fast. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. If you want to help us towards that goal, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys again for your continued support over here as we produce daily Lakers content, multiple videos a day, especially now with Luka Doncic being a Laker, which are words none of us ever thought we'd ever utter. But a lot of new reports are coming out specifically revolving around the center position for the LA Lakers. Now, obviously, they gave up Luka Doncic or they got Luka Doncic, but they gave up Anthony Davis in that trade, and they're still without a starting caliber center. And a new report has dropped from Brian Windhorst, including some other reports revealing that not only are the Lakers not done, but a huge move is on the horizon. And let's start right here with this report from Brian Windhorst. This dropped recently. He said on ESPN, NBA ESPN, Brian Windhorst says the Lakers are not done making moves. And not only did he say they're not done making moves, he was asked if the Lakers, of course, are going to be done making moves, if they're going to, be passive and things like that. He basically said definitely, he actually said definitely not. So more moves are on the horizon. Now, there's been a lot of rumblings going around, some reports from reputable reporters, some rumors. But Brian Windhorst is one of the most, especially when it comes to Lakers, probably one of the most, if not the most reputable reporter, aside from Shams, of course, when it comes to Lakers news. So to hear that the Lakers are definitely not done when it comes to making moves is very encouraging. Now, we knew following the Luka Doncic trade that they wouldn't be done, but hearing it from a reporter like Brian Windhorst is very encouraging. And a huge move is going to be incoming for the Lakers, and it specifically revolves around a center. We also have Luka arriving in LA, which we'll get into a little bit later. But I want to go over this report as well first. Ramona Shelburne just said that the Lakers are going to be, quote, very aggressive. Over the last 24 hours, Lakers have been hands down working, and that there's still a lot to come. So this is another report revealing that big moves are coming. Now, it's not like they're saying they're in the market for a guy like Day'Ron Sharpe, which we covered a few days ago. This seems like they're really going to push all of their chips on the table here, push all the chips, go all in, and really try to win a championship this year. That's what it seems like, according to a bunch of these reports, whether it be Ramona Shelburne, whether it be Brian Windhorst. And as you start to think about what options are available now, we just saw De'Aaron Fox get traded away from the Sacramento Kings to the Spurs now. It's been an absurd 48 hours for NBA fans in general, but especially for us as Lakers fans here. And as you start to think about what the Lakers can do, there's some reports flying surrounding a couple of centers. Now, we know the Brooklyn Nets and Nic Claxton have been one of the more interesting players available. And this NBA trade report drops saying the Lakers and Nets have held trade discussions centered around Nic Claxton. Now, I made a video yesterday about how another heist could be brewing for the LA Lakers. And it seems like that could be the case. I mean, the trade that Rob Pelinka just pulled off was an absolute masterclass. There's no doubt about it. It keeps getting better with every, detail that comes out from Rob Pelinka's side, from Nico Harrison's side. But when it comes to Nic Claxton now, if you are able to get Nic Claxton on the Lakers, and according to multiple reports, their talks centered around him. They're having talks with him. We have Brian Windhorst coming out saying they're definitely not done. Like, there is no doubt that a big move is coming. There's no doubt that a blockbuster move of some sort. Now, whether it be, it's not going to be as big of a deal as the Luka Doncic trade was. There hasn't really been a trade in the NBA ever that was as big as that, or maybe a couple. But it's going to be a huge move no matter what they do surrounding a center. I can't see them going out and settling for just a Day'Ron Sharpe type player who, is going to cost a couple second-round picks or a second-round pick, and then they're going to be happy with that. It seems like all signs are pointing to them really going all in this year. And if that's the case, Nic Claxton would be a perfect fit for this team. And again, they're not done making moves. They're definitely not done making moves. A couple things to go over here. So let's start with Nic Claxton. And I covered it yesterday, but you look at it and he's averaging 10 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, and a block a game. Now, he's having a bit of a down season, and that's why you can kind of start to think about how the Lakers could buy him low and really pull off another heist. I mean, he's coming off of a really good season last year, a really good season the year before, where he was a top 10 defensive player of the year voting, and he was a finalist there. But this season, his efficiency has dropped a little bit, and it's obviously tough playing alongside, not in Brooklyn. There's not a lot of great players over there. There's not a great infrastructure there. So naturally, players are not going to play quite as well. And we know that the Lakers acquired Dorian Finney-Smith from the Brooklyn Nets. So now there clearly is that relationship there. So if they're able to go out and get him from Brooklyn, it could make a lot of sense. Now, as you start to look into Claxton and how he fit in this team, I mean, at the moment, their starting center is Jackson Hayes. And there's a lot of conversations about who's going to play the two guard, which we'll have videos on, but we'll also cover here in a minute a little bit. Their priority right now has to be a center. You can figure out playing Austin Reaves at the 2 and Luka at the 1 and doing all these different things. Dorian Finney-Smith at the 3, or LeBron at the 3, obviously, and then Dorian Finney-Smith at the 4, whatever you want to do there. But they don't have a center right now, and they need a defensive-minded center. Nic Claxton is a very good defensive-minded center. He obviously has fallen off a little bit this season when it comes to his defense. He's averaging half of the blocks he did over his career, really, especially over the past couple seasons. But a lot of that can be attributed to, you hope, the Brooklyn Nets not playing winning basketball. And hopefully if he comes over to the Lakers, he'll be able to start playing a lot more, a lot better than he was in Brooklyn. But that's why you can buy low. Now, will Nic Claxton require a first-round pick? You'd have to assume because of his age. That being said, his contract is nearing its end, and there's a bunch of different things there. However, when you start to look at what it means for Nic Claxton, if he can come to the Lakers, I mean, you're looking at a very, very good team here. And again, the good thing about Nic Claxton is that he is actually under contract. I said that his contract came to an end. He obviously signed his extension. I meant his, rookie scale deal came to an end. He's under contract until he's a free agent, I believe, in 2028, the 2028/2029 season. So for the next, 3 to 4 years, he signed that 4-year, $90+ million deal. It was 4 years, $97 million with the Nets. So he's going to be under contract, but it's not at the rookie scale level. So it's going to require some money here. But if he can continue to be what, we know he can be, and what we saw for the past couple seasons, he would be a great fit. Now, it's also worth throwing out Miles Turner there as well, which we'll have videos on as well. We heard they're kind of pursuing heavily Miles Turner. Now, the problem is now they got rid of one of their first-round picks, only have one more available first-round pick to trade, and that is in 2031, which would be a fairly valuable first-round pick. But like I've been mentioning in these videos, these first-round picks now are a little bit less valuable that you have one of the best players in the league on your team for the foreseeable future. You assume he's going to extend with the Lakers, Luka Doncic, that is. We'll keep you up to date on that. But Miles Turner, Nic Claxton, I think a player of that nature is going to be traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And again, they also need a backup center. I mean, you could argue that Jackson Hayes is a serviceable backup center. If they don't want to give up assets to get a backup center, you at the very least need a starting center. And you can also see here, I'm trying my best to find anyone in LA who can get the two guard, who can replace Christie's shooting and defense with size. But I got some bad news. I don't think they can find anyone who replace Max, which is valid. I mean, at the end of the day, Christie was going to be the piece that the Mavericks desperately wanted. Now, I know a lot of Mavericks fans are upset about the trade, rightfully so. But I think Max Christie, funny enough, Max Christie would have been an absolutely perfect fit alongside Luka Doncic and this team. He would have been a seamless fit. He would have provided some size. He would have provided some point of attack defense, some great three-point shooting. But you got to move on without him and see now what other options are available as the trade deadline approaches. And quickly before we wrap up here as well, Luka has arrived in LA. There's been some rumblings about, how he doesn't look 270 pounds like that was reported. Either way, he looks good. He looks ready to go. He should be good to play here in the next week or so. So we're going to keep you up to date with that. But hopefully he can get his conditioning right and he can continue to be the best player in the NBA like we've seen him be before. But that'll wrap it up. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. I know a lot of fans out there are excited to see him play, have the notifications on for all the games like that. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. But thank you guys for watching. See you later. Cheers.